Okay, let's do our warm up. So one foot behind the other and rolling on the top of your toes. Just gonna adjust these. Good. And change direction. Lovely. And shake it out of your foot. Stay balanced. Do some circles with your ankles. Change direction. Lovely. Pop that foot down, take the other foot behind, and again, do some circles. Good, change direction. Lovely, and then shake it out. Ooh, I lost my balance then. Do circles with your toes. And change direction. Lovely. And put this foot back down. Bring the feet together, heels slightly apart, knees bent, and circling with the knees. Change direction. Lovely. Come up to stand. Zip up the inner thighs, send the hips forwards, squeeze the back of the body, squeeze the back of the legs, and then lift up through the center of the chest. Trying to lengthen the spine right up towards the crown of the head, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the toes off of the floor. Then raise the arms up towards the ceiling, reach up tall, put your toes back down and lift your heels. Give your calves a squeeze. This is going to be a bit of a theme in our practice this morning. So when you're ready, slowly come back down. Lovely. And come back into the knees bent position. Circling with the tailbone this time. Good. And change direction. Well done. And then zip up the thighs, hips forwards, tail down, toes lift, trying to strengthen the arches of your feet, staying strong, lifting up through the center of the chest. Roll the shoulders back, look up, and then raise the arms up, toes down, heels up. See if you can stay balanced and take a twist. Lovely. Come back towards the center. Take a little twist going the other way. Good. And come back. Well done. Wobbly, wobbly. And lower down, hands down, heels down. Shake it out of your feet and your wrists. Then when you're ready, link the fingers, elbows together. Start to pump the forearms up and down. And as that happens, allow the wrists to roll. See if you can change the direction that the wrists are circling. Lovely. And then when you're ready, make sure you've got some space, separate your feet and begin to swing your hands across the front of your body. The next time that left comes in front of right, wrap the arms up. Either give yourself a hug or take eagle arms, your choice. 2 or 3 circles, please, with the elbows. And then change direction. Good. Come back towards the center. Breathe in and move your elbows forwards and drop your chin down. Exhale, come back to neutral. 2 more like this. Inhale, elbows forwards, chin down. Spread your shoulder blades apart. Exhale, back up to neutral. And then one more time, elbows forwards, chin down. And then soften the knees as you fold your way down to the floor. And take a little sway. Allow the head to hang. Just recognize where you're feeling this in your body. Does your body feel a little resistant? Is it still a little cold? Does it need to warm up some more? Okay, come back towards the center, take an inhale and rise up. Lift the elbows up, 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 up towards the ceiling. Nice. And then release and swing it out again. Good. So we're going to take right in front of left. Wrap them around. Either hug or eagle arms. 2 or 3 circles, please. And change direction. And back towards the center. Let's breathe the elbows forwards, the heart backwards. Exhale to neutral. Inhale again. Exhale. And one more time. Inhale. And then folding down as you exhale. Soften the knees, hang the head, sway to the sides. Does it feel different? Is that because the cross of the arms is different? Does it feel different because this is the second time? Well done. And then come back, take an inhale, rise up. Lift, lift, lift the elbows and stretch out the front of the body. And then gently release and swing it across. Nice. Let's turn the swings into a standing rotation. You're wrapping one arm around the front, one arm behind, and turning to look over each shoulder. Okay, a couple more turns. And then slowly begin to stop, bring it back to the center. Don't rush the finish. But then when you get there, just stand gently. Let your shoulders drop down away from the ears. Maybe close your eyes for a moment. Take a nice, smooth, but deep breath in. And a long, full exhale out. Let's do some side bends. Lift the tip of one ear up towards the ceiling. Other side, lift the tip of the ear up. And go side to side again. Good. Begin to tilt the shoulders. So as the tip of the ear lifts up, you move your head and your neck into the shapes that it asks you to, feel your way, because it's different if you point your face or angle your chin slightly differently, you get a different stretch. And I think it's quite nice to move the neck and the upper body in this way, kind of offer it different shapes, because we seem to be so folded forwards for most of the rest of our days. Okay, so let this get a little deeper. Let this move down into the sides of your rib cage. Feel this in the waist. Stay strong on the side that's contracting. Use the muscles on the sides of your waist to help you. We'll do one more on each side. Lovely. Come back towards the center. Well done. Roll your shoulders a few times. And then go the other way. Good. Then stand on the spot, look over one shoulder. Come back, look over the other shoulder. And come back. Drop your chin towards your chest. And then turn your face to look up towards the ceiling. Again, Drop your chin towards your chest and let your shoulders roll forwards. And then let your arms kind of do a semicircle past your hips as you lift your chin up and you roll your shoulders backwards. And then again, roll the shoulders forwards as the chin comes towards the chest. You look down, you dangle down maybe a little bit more deeply. And then you roll the other way as the chest opens. Nice, we'll do one more. Rolling forwards, coming a little bit further down, letting the arms dangle, letting the head dangle as much as you can. And then coming back up. Rolling the shoulders back, lifting up through the center of the chest. And there's always this essence of trying to lengthen the spine, even while changing its shape. And then rolling all of the way down, please. All of the way down into a forward fold. Let the head fully hang. Feel this in the back of your legs. Maybe have a little sway of the hips from side to side just to take some of the intensity out of the hamstrings if that's where you're feeling it. And then we'll pop the hands down and we'll walk the feet back. Bring the knees onto the floor. Do some circles, please, with your shoulders over your wrists. There isn't so much of a wrist-heavy practice today, which you might be pleased to know. We're changing the direction. We're going the other way. All right. And then slowly come back towards the center. Tuck under your toes, lift your tail up towards the ceiling, drop your chest and chin down to the ground, then slither through onto your tummy, untuck your toes, wrap your elbows in and lift your chest, squeeze your glutes. Lift onto the knees, tuck the toes and find your first downward facing dog of the morning. Allow the head to hang between the arms. Push back through the thigh bones. Again, lengthen the spine all the time thinking about putting length and space between your vertebrae, even if the knees are bent. All right, walk your feet towards your hands. Hang over the front of your legs. And then take a big inhale, come all of the way up towards the ceiling. Let the palms find each other and bring your hands down towards your heart. From here, can you lift up onto your tiptoes, please? And pop your heels back down. Lift up onto your tiptoes and then keep the heels lifted as you bend the knees. And just see what that feels like. Are you able to come down into a little bit of a, just check in. If it makes your knees a bit more aggravated, then you're very welcome to keep your knees, your heels on the floor. See if you can come down a little bit lower. Oh, and hold. And then maybe all of the way down, and this might suddenly feel a bit easier, but you are balancing, so you're using your core here. Release your hands down onto the floor. Try to keep your heels off of the floor, but you're then going to lift your sit bones to straighten your legs, and then you're lowering your bottom back down. Okay, we'll do two more. So lift a tiptoe forward fold, and then coming back down. And then one more time, lifting and lowering. Now, lift your hands off the floor, find the balance, stick on the tiptoes. I won't be mean, we'll come all of the way up to standing on the tiptoes and then pop the heels down onto the floor. So really good for strengthening the soles of the feet. Now, do a nice big side step, please, to the side. Doesn't matter which way that you're going to go, because everything, we're going to go to one end of the mat and then to the other end of the mat. So you're going to do things both ways. Let's turn your left toes towards the top of the mat. Yeah, and then you're still facing the screen, I think, most. And then turn your right toes in. We're going to start off with a triangle pose. So lift the arms up to shoulder height, reach forwards, bring the left hand down and the right hand up. Hold for a moment, open up into the right side. Take a breath in, take a breath out. Look down. As you inhale, come up to stand. Swivel the feet so the right toes point out, the left toes point in. And as you exhale, reach forwards and come down. Triangle pose on the other side. Lovely. Hold it for a breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Look down. Take an inhale, rise back up. Turn back towards the center. Find your star shape. We're going to call this a star shape to begin with. And then turn the left toes back towards the top of the mat. But this time you have to step your right foot across a little bit. You're then going to reach your arms forwards. Reach, reach, reach and fold to about halfway, pulling the left hip crease back towards the end at the back of the mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now from here, rise up. Hands go high. And as you pivot to the side, they can turn back into your star. And then right toes turn out. So a lot of swiveling on the feet. Step the left foot across a little bit so you can turn your hips. And then fold towards the back of your mat. Pulling the right hip crease back. And holding for a breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good, rise back up, come to your star shape, back towards the center, but turn both sets of toes out, bring the hands together at the heart, and let the knees bend out wide to the side and come down into a wide-legged squat. Very nice. Hold for a breath, breathe in, breathe out, sink a bit lower. Good, now come back to a star, open the arms, spin the heels out, and now you're folding into a wide-legged fold. So hands can find the feet, head hangs down to the floor, open up into the inner thighs, breathe in, and breathe out. Lovely stuff. When you're ready, come all of the way back up. Come back into your star, turn the toes out again, and we'll go to the right first of all, so to the back of your mat. Bring the hands to the heart, sink down to Skandasana or thereabouts. Remember, we're still opening into the hips, so you don't have to come down so low. And then come back up towards the center, bending the other knee, the left knee, and sinking down into your sort of low Skandasana, or high Skandasana, I should say, because we're not too low down. Sweep the arms all of the way up towards the ceiling. Turn the left toes towards the back of the mat. Spin up the right heel and sink into a balancing warrior. Try to straighten your back leg and hold for a moment. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Come back up to the star. Turn back towards the side. Turn the right toes out, spin up the left heel, sink into balancing warrior the other way. Inhale and exhale. Lovely. Inhale, come back towards the side, back into your star. Turn your left toes, to the back and cartwheel the hands down. Spin up the back heel. Lovely. Step back to a plank. So back into kind of familiar Vinyasa territory. Pop your knees down to the floor, tilt your tailbone up towards the ceiling, chest and chin down. Slither through and up, wrapping the elbows in, squeeze the glutes strong. Then lift onto the knees, tuck your toes, unravel your legs, and press back into a downward facing dog. Nicely done. When you're ready, walk your feet forwards up towards the top of your mat. And then stay in your forward fold, but lift your heels off of the floor. A little bit disorientating now. You're going to come up to stand from here. So we're inhaling. It's a reverse diver's pose. So you're inhaling to a tiptoe Tadasana. And then exhale, stay on your tiptoes and fold all of the way back down. So it's a little bit more challenging. This is called diver pose, okay? Keep the back of the legs long. Back up to stand again. See if you can keep the heels lifted off of the floor. Reach up. Well done. And then one more time, coming down. Fingertips find the floor. Head hangs. Good. And then coming back up again. Inhale. Now it's up to you. Bring your heels down to the floor, your hands down towards the heart. We're going to add on to the sequence. It's pretty much the same as what we've previously done. If we were in a classroom setting, then I would suggest stepping the other foot back so you're facing the other way on your mat. But in the environment that we're in online, it doesn't really matter. So if it's easier for you to repeat what we've just done, I'm going to turn to face the camera. You're going to step your feet wide, and we're pretty much on the same page as where we were before. We're just going to add a few little bits in. Okay, so left toes turn, maybe to the back of your mat this time. Right heel kicks out, arms come up, reach the left hand to the back, hand goes down to the leg, right hand goes up, triangle pose. Good job. Take an inhale and an exhale. Look down. Inhale back up to a star. Spin on the feet so the feet turn the other way. Reach the right hand backwards. Exhale, triangle pose on the other side. Keep turning the heart to the side so that you're not rolling forwards and turning it into a forward fold. Try and keep it in the side of your body. Good job. Look down. When you're ready, come back up to stand. Spin on the feet. Left toes turn out. Step the right foot across. We're reaching the hands forwards. Now you could just stay in this half pyramid or bring the hands down towards the ground and fold a little bit more closely towards your front leg. Just be mindful that you don't want to overdo these stretches, and you can bend your front knee if you need to. Nicely done. Take an inhale, rise up, come all the way up and back towards the center. Pivot on the feet, step the left foot across, and then do your folding, either your half pyramid with a straight front leg if you can, or folding down a little bit more closely towards the right leg. Good. Take a breath here. Nicely done. Take an inhale, rise up. Pivot towards the side again. Make sure your feet are nice and wide. Turn your toes out, and we'll sink down with the arms wide this time into your goddess squat. Keep the knees opening out towards the sides, the feet firm, tail down, chest up. Breathe in and breathe out. Stand up tall, breathe in, kick out the heels and fold down. Maybe hands find the feet. Let the head hang. Allow the inner thighs to lengthen. Lift your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Hang the head down. Take a breath in and a breath out. Put the hands underneath your face this time. You can stay spun out with the toes, so turning the toes out again. You can bend, doesn't matter which way you go. Bend one knee, straighten the other leg. Try and get the inner thigh lengthening. And then you can crawl over to the other side and do the same thing, sinking into the hip, working at straightening the leg. Good, then come back towards the center. Well done. Lift yourself up to your star. Turn your left toes to the top of the mat. Step your right foot across a little bit and find a balancing warrior. So you're sinking into the back leg. This time we're going to fold forwards, so you could stay in this kind of diagonal line, or you're floating your back leg off of the floor, working to straighten the left leg. Keep the right leg straight. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Then step the right foot back behind the left foot. Pivot the arms, turn, and step the left foot across. The left heel lifts as you come into a balancing warrior. And it might be you just stay here, really work at the strength of the left leg here. Folding into your diagonal is the next stage. Floating the back leg off of the floor is the final stage. And hold for 3, 2, 1. Good. Big stride backwards, turning to the side. Very nice. Left toes turn out, right heel kicks out, warrior two. So left knee bends facing the back of your mat. Beautifully done, well done. From here, we're going to spin left hand to the floor, right hand finds it as well. Spin up the back heel and step back to a plank. Good, knees, chin, chest or chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra, squeeze the glutes. And then downward facing dog. Push back through the thigh bones, let the head hang. Nice. Okay, so I wanted to add in a little bit of an extra stretch for the glutes. So can you take your right foot up towards the ceiling, please? Reach it up, bend the right knee, stack the hips. So again, you're opening through the front of the hips, opening the inner thigh. Keep the left heel heavy and lift your right kneecap up towards the ceiling. And then you're bringing your right knee underneath your body and to the top of your mat. You're prepping for pigeon pose. So there's a couple of variables to think about here. Number one is where your knee goes. Do you want your knee quite over to the right? Do you want it in the centre? Do you want it to the left? That's choice number one. Choice number two is where do you put your right foot? Do you want it high? Do you want it in? So feel free to play around with all of those. You can also change the angle of your pelvis, so you could sit right down to the side, or you can keep your back leg more straight and keep your pelvis more level. So all of those affect how your knee feels. The most important thing is that your knee does not hurt here. So feel free to play with all of those positionings so that you get the optimal place for your knee and you get a stretch here in the glutes. So it might be that you rock from side to side a little bit, which feels quite nice. And then we're going to lift the back knee. We'll reach back for the foot, doesn't matter with which hand, and pull the heel towards your bottom so that you get a little quad stretch going on here. Nice. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Gently release. Place the hands on the floor. Walk the back knee in a little bit so you can lift into a downward facing dog. Press back through the thigh bones. Lovely stuff. Take your, we're going to spin round to the other end of the mat. So lift your right foot up towards the ceiling, please. Inhale. Step your right foot forwards to the top of your mat. Drop your left heel behind you and cartwheel your arms into a warrior two so that you should be got a little bit of a warrior two going on the other side. Lovely. Hold this for a moment. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Come back to the start, facing the side. Pivot on your feet, so you're turning your left toes out, right heel can lift, and you're bringing both hands down to the floor and sweeping now your left foot up towards the ceiling. That's it. Bend your left knee, stack your hips, look under your left arm. Right heel is heavy, left knee is lifting up, turning through the pelvis. Nice. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. And then you're bringing your left knee underneath your chest to the floor. Remember those variables where you put your knee, where you put your foot, and where you hang or let your hips rest. Stay in whichever variation of pigeon you like. I quite like having a little rock in it first thing in the morning. Feels like it's appropriate to kind of just have a bit more softness instead of staying very static. But remember, we also want to add in a quad stretch, so a little bit of a lean forwards, reaching back for the foot behind you, and then pulling the heel in towards your sit bone. Nice. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Releasing, hands plant down. Tuck under right toes, walk them a little bit closer in, reaching the left foot back as you find a downward facing dog again. Pressing back through the thighs. Nice. Float your knees down or come into chaturanga. Tilt the tailbone, knees, chin, chest. Upward dog or cobra, squeeze your glutes, lift your spine, and then rolling back to downward facing dog. Very nice. Press back through the thighs, hang your head. Good job. When you're ready, come down onto your knees and roll yourself over so that you're sitting with your legs out. You need a little bit of space, need a bit of width. So maybe come down. You want to be able to take your legs wide without bashing into anything. I'm going to turn at a bit of an angle to give me a bit more space. Okay, so prop yourself up onto your elbows, bring your knees in towards your chest, and then from here, open the knees out wide so the toes still touch. Then open the legs out wide. Nice. Float the legs around and down and away from you, and then bring the knees back in. Knees wide, feet wide, legs together. Knees in, knees wide, feet wide, sweep feet together. One more time. Knees in, knees wide, feet wide, feet sweep together. Good. Knees in. Let's go in reverse. Straighten the legs. Take them wide. Feet together, knees together. Straighten them down. And wide. Feet together, knees together. One more time. Straighten them. Wide. Feet, knees. Well done. Let yourself come to rest down onto the mat with the knees bent, and you can rock your knees from side to side. Good. Bring your knees in towards your chest, arms out to the sides. Let the knees roll to one side. Shuffle your shoulders a little bit. Turn your head in the opposite direction to the knees. If you want to hold the knees down, you can. Or if you want to straighten the legs, please do. Just take 3 or 4 breaths here. All right, last breath. And come back to the center. Good. And then rolling over to the other side when you're ready. Again, a little shuffle of the shoulders to make sure they're comfortable. Opening the arm out to the side, letting the knees rest. Or straightening the legs. 3 or 4 breaths. Last breath. Okay, and come back towards the center. Hug the knees in. Have a rock from side to side. And then when you're ready, come to center, take a breath in. Hold your breath. Release your legs and your arms down by your sides. And then when you're ready, open your mouth and sigh the breath out. Allow your body to rest for a moment. We'll stay in a little short shavasana just to bring our practice to a close. I'll leave you with these thoughts for your Thursday. Every day we get to breathe around 20,000 times. Inhale, exhale. 20,000 chances to be present. 20,000 chances to see the beauty around you. 20,000 chances to say, I love you. 20,000 chances to forgive yourself. 20,000 chances to start again. 20,000 chances to remember this is your one sweet chance. We swim into life on the inhale and flow out on the exhale. May it be the most beautiful dance of your life. When you're ready, have a wiggle of your fingers and your toes. Take a stretch out. And you can bend your knees. Roll yourself over to your side and come round and up to a comfortable seat. Well done. Let's finish together. Fingertips out wide. Breathe in, sweep your hands up. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Thank you so much for practicing with me this morning. Namaste to you and have a very fantastic day.